This is the NFL on EA Sports, and we are in the Pacific Northwest at CenturyLink Field in Seattle, Washington. These folks love their football in Seattle. This was the scene a moment ago as the home squad came out of the tunnel, and it was just absolutely deafening in this building. They're set for football, so are we, as the Seahawks get set to match up with Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints. This will be fielded at the 6. Solid return, pretty good start at the 32-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground with Carson, and he'll be tackled at about the 35. Tackle there by Alex Anzalone.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Here's Wilson. Flushed out right. And avoids the contact by sliding. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. On 1st down, it's Carson. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45. Wilson after the play fake to Carson. And oh, look at that, a diving catch. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints 33. So in Saints territory now, here's 1st and 10 down at the 33. Throwing is Wilson. Being chased out left. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And this will get out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage. So fortunately, they're able to hold on to the possession.
Mike's 56. Watch the flag. Watch the flag. Watch the flag. Motion. Block. Switch. 56. Mike, 56. Right there. 56. Go. Watch the run.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Wilson, left side here, taken in by Metcalf. 22 yards there, a 1st down. Well, they're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this, and hey, how you guys didn't come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want to.
Offer mine.
You were the smart one. Whatever they're doing, though, it's working really well.
Now a give, right side. Carson. And he's going to bull his way down to about the 1-yard line. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets him into a 3rd and 1 situation. On 3rd down, it's Carson. And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Punching it in from a yard away. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Myers connects on the PAT, and that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be fielded at the 8. And he's going to get this across the 20 as he's out of bounds at the 23.
Here we go.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Ready.
So Brees going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their own 23. They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of 1st downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
From the 24, Breeze. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. Charles, already trailing by touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
There's an example of good situational football being played by a defense. They understood where the 3rd down play was, the down and distance, and made sure that they didn't get anywhere near that, bringing up 4th down.
Yeah, they were sniffing out that marker, didn't want to let him get close to there, and now a likely 3 and out to start.
Yeah, I love the way they rallied to the football and got to him and made sure he didn't give up much run after catch.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And certainly they'll be hoping to hit pay dirt like they did on the last drive. Got the football back, so a chance to go up 2 scores.
And they haven't been tentative at all in this ball game because sometimes you start a game with your script to try and get information out of the opposing defense. How will they play you in certain situations? Sometimes you script to attack, and that's what I'm seeing so far.
They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory. Completes it to Dixon. His first catch, good for 14 there and a first down. They'll run on first down. Carson. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Now Wilson running left on the option. And he slides to avoid the hit.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it. But it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
And he'll get nothing there. Stopped right at the line as that will wind us down to the end of this first quarter of play. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Check 50.
Now they'll throw it with Wilson. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. Here comes the 7th play now of this drive as this is 3rd and 10. Now it's Wilson. It's caught right side, Dixon. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll pitch out to Procise. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. From the pistol, Procise. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Now it's Wilson. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. DK Metcalf. 35 yards. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that'll make the score 14-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. It's a short kick, taking it to 15. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
Ready.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. From the gun on third down, Breeze. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 38.
That was a really nice interception. I think it illustrates the differences between playing man and playing zone. When you're in man, all you're focused on is the receiver in front of you. But when you're in zone, you're allowed to read the quarterback's eyes and go to the ball. That's exactly what happened on that play.
After the interception, here's Wilson. Letting one go deep for the end zone. And nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
56 to Mike, boys, 56. Go down, 4 down. Mike, 56.
They go play action now. Wilson. He's got the hook up here on the comebacker, complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes.
I think in normal situations, most play callers would probably shelve that play in this situation. But down in the red zone, got a little something extra to play with. I like the way that he took a shot and went after it.
And once more, this play going in the wrong direction. The Saints get to him behind the line again on third down. It's Carson, and he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves him with a 4th down now.
56 to Mike. 56 is the Mike. Get your swerve on.
2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. Fans, a reminder, I have a note card here that says ad-lib halftime preview. So I guess let's do just that as we'll hand things over to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando when this one reaches halftime. Did I do okay?
You did great. Not a bad job.
Hey.
Writing down your ad.
If you print it, I'm going to read it. I'm Brandon Gaudin.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
Want to.
No, but hold on, you finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. It's a first down on a gain of 10. Couple of very nice carries to start this drive out.
Yeah, 2 first downs. And how about that second one? What a nice run on that particular play. I'm telling you, they're going to start to think that this game is easy if they continue to rip off yardage like this.
49.
Off the play fake to Kamara, it's Breeze. Wide open receiver, complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 23 yards, the final tally. From the gun, it's Breeze. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. On first down, Breeze. And complete right side to Cook. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half.
On the Seahawks 24-yard line.
That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's second and 11.
49, guys.
Again, it's Breeze. And that'll be incomplete. The linebacker, Bobby Wagner, able to get back in coverage and knock it free.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. That'll make it fourth down after a loss of 1. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half.
That's it, baby.
So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the left hash, it's a 42-yard attempt. And it's no good. Lutz pulled it. We now proceed to the start of the second half. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now, so as you mentioned, trying to find...
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off at the 45. Thomas, the intended target. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
2 yards on the pickup. It's second and 8 at the 46-yard line.
Throwing on second and 8. Wilson. Left side complete to Lockett. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down. On third down, Wilson. And an alley to run. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide.
You and I both know most coaches are really fearful about their quarterbacks running with the ball. They don't want them to take that big hit. I don't think they worry about that with Russell Wilson. He's so smart in what he does, and we just saw it there on that scramble.
56, hey, 0, 0, 0. I got you.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Out to the right, he gets it to Lockett. No gain there on the completion, second and 10. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's second and 10.
At the Saints' 42-yard line.
Wilson. To the right side and complete to Metcalf. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. Second down pass play got them 8 yards. Now they've got a third and a couple remaining.
14. Hey guys, listen. Gun.
Out of the gun. Here's Wilson. And Jennings has it. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
2nd down and goal. Wilson forced out to his left. And here he'll get it down to the 7. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
A gain of 1 yard on the play. It's now 3rd and goal.
Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? Out of the gun, here's Prosise. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only able to pick up a yard, and that's going to leave him with a long 4th and goal.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the 3rd quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
At their own 33-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They're in a bit of a bind, a pretty big bind, down 20-0 as they start here on 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Sacked there by Jadeveon Clowney. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Here's Breeze. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10. 47-yard line.
On 1st down, Carson. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. They run again with Carson. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37.
It's a gain of a yard. That's good for the Seahawks.
Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Seahawks with the possession. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. To throw is Wilson. Escaping the pressure. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12.
2nd and 12.
Here's Wilson. And he's got his man on the comebacker. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Wilson to throw again. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. Wilson now perfect since the second half started, 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10.
47 Mike. 47 Mike. Mike 47. Go. 47's the Mike, boys. 47. One left, one right.
Throwing again here. Wilson. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Gary Jennings there to make the grab. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time? That maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. It's a short kick, taken at the 15. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
That one goes for 24 yards.
53.
First down, New Orleans.
49. 49's the Mike. Hey, orbit. Check pass, check pass.
Breeze now on first down. That'll be complete to Cook. The Saints passing game in sync and moving the football. It's a first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now Breeze. He'll let this go for the end zone. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone. So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10.
You can't block me. 49's the Mike. Hey, box drop.
Breeze to throw again. Kamara's got the first down and then some. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. And finally, wrestled down at the 11. 23 yards the pickup there.
0-2.
And the Saints first down.
Hey, Zoo.
Throwing on first down is Breeze. And this is going to be intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. With this lead and the football, things obviously looking good, but maybe, you've taught me this before, maybe this is where the defense is hoping that the offense helps them preserve that shutout that they've got going.
And it has to be in the minds of the offense that they know how rare it is to get a shutout. So take care of them, protect them, take care of the ball, move it downfield, run the clock down. You don't want your defense to have to go on the field again the rest of the game. Reward them.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, second and 10.
Good job right there. Hey, check Mike 47. Guys, 4 down. Short. 47 Mike. 47 Mike. Mike 47. Don't get nervous. Jump right.
Wilson now, throwing again, flush to his right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here, he throws it away, and now it's third.
So I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Alex Anzalone drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Kamara now to return. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10.
At their own 41-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. Here's Breeze to throw. Over the middle, open is Thomas. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays. So second in inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. To throw is Breeze. The catch made over the middle by Ginn. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
21, 49, 49's the mic, 49's the mic. It's going to be a long.
On first and 10, here's Breeze. And nearly another interception. They've been around the ball all game. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, second and 10.
49, guys. Mike, 49.
Again, they'll throw with Breeze. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Jadeveon Clowney able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. On third and long, it's Breeze. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. So Breeze is going to stay out there, and they're going to go for this on fourth down. One final try here for Breeze. Now a desperation throw, and it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Brad McDougal. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So the victory here for Seattle, and this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
Well, they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that. They moved the ball up and down the field, so you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. It's a win for the Seahawks here as we say so long from Seattle.
Okay, 30,000 in the pocket, no change. Okay, I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay, all my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay, so when I die, I ain't gonna be from old age. Somebody gonna want revenge, somebody might want it now. Right pocket got your own, left pocket got pound. Somebody gonna want revenge, somebody might want it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left, touchdown. Step back, let me get some room. Congrats every time I'm through. Same packet, nobody knew, so I never get confused. Hotel get a bird's eye view, hotel got a waiting room. Read a magazine while you wait for me, baby, I'll be done so soon. Phone gotta be off, each store got locks, I got some trusted shoes. Okay, 10K on the countertop, don't look so shocked, it's nothing new. Okay, death comes in threes, wins come in twos. cash comes in ones. Throw it up, celebrate some news. Ay, I do a good job. Pull up and pop out and pull out. Head on and hood on, pedal to metal. When I put my foot on, I got to put on. I got a bad one. They want to keep me. Oh, that's a good one. Pocket the dents. I think my bread is hard as a crouton. Receipts in my pocket don't come with a coupon. Yeah. Okay, 30,000 in the pocket, no change. Okay, I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay, all my girls they love and hate me the same. Okay, so when I die, I ain't gonna be from old age. Somebody gonna want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros. Left pocket got pound. Somebody gonna want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left. Touchdown. Touchdown. A floor. Come down. Hotel. Lobby. Receptionist. What now? 11 a.m. Check out. Mike Giver. One foul. No recess. I'm a